Cricket presents The Campfire, and today we finish off 5A Division II by taking a deep dive into District 7 5A Division II. The schools in this district include Crandall, Denison, Greenville, Lovejoy, Melissa, Poteet, Princeton, and Terrell. Let's analyze these teams in our film session. Last year, this district came down to the last game of the season as Melissa took the crown by beating Lovejoy on a successful 2-point conversion late in the game. In 2023, it should be decided by these two teams again as they both return a ton of talent. Melissa brings back Defensive Lineman of the Year Nigel Smith, along with Offensive MVP quarterback Trevor Ham. Add to that receivers Carson Maynard and Gunnar Wilson and Defensive Newcomer of the Year Jackson Ford, and that could spell trouble for the rest of 7-5A. However, Lovejoy has some serious ballers returning as well. Their quarterback room is down to one experienced starter, and Alexander Franklin hopes to lead the Leopards deep into the postseason. With D1 receivers Parker Livingstone and Dylan McCutcheon returning, Franklin should have no problem putting up yardage. Defensively, Peyton Pierce is fully healed from an injury-plagued 2022 and will join Chase Bogle to form a solid linebacking core. At Terrell, the Tigers are eager to show that last year's playoff run wasn't a fluke as they return 2,000-yard rusher Chase Bingley. Crandall has Division I wideout Josh Smith returning, as well as Andrew Anderson in the backfield from a squad that finished third last year. Of the teams looking to take a playoff spot away in 2023, how about Denison? Safety Kenyon Kelly is a hot commodity on the recruiting scene for the Yellow Jackets. Mesquite Poteet will continue their rebuilding process as they try to find their way through this tough district. Greenville and Princeton combined for one district win last year and will look to find some offensive answers in the fall. Switch to Cricket and get a free Moto G 5G with your new plan. Smile, you're on Cricket. For an even deeper look at 7-5A Division II, here's producer Ward Fasold and insider Matt Diggs with the district breakdown.
District breakdown time. There's my guy Dixie. We are talking 7-5A Division II. That was Melissa's district last year. They went undefeated in district play, and they bring a lot of talent back. So do you expect them to be at the top there again?
You know, Melissa and Lovejoy are obviously the top two teams in this district, and they're going to be fun to watch. I cannot wait for that Lovejoy-Melissa game. Hopefully they'll schedule it on a Thursday again, and maybe we can come if we don't have crazy weather like we did last season, where that game got all out of kilter and everything ended up on Thursday at the end of the season. But Lovejoy and Melissa have a really good rivalry, and Coach Matt Nally over there at Melissa, he has built something good. They got Trevor Ham coming up. I remember last year on the Campfire, all you wanted to talk about was Nigel Smith. So tell us all about Nigel Smith.
That's all I want to talk about, Eric. I know one thing, his bobblehead's being constructed as we speak. That is a man-child on the defensive line.
And, you know, they got Nate Adejokin coming back as well, a very talented running back. I mean, when you got those kinds of skill players coming back, you got your quarterback, your running back, and you got Nigel Smith coming back, it might be sacrilegious for me to say I'm not picking you to repeat the district, but Lovejoy, man, I know we know what happened last year with Lovejoy, but now we only got one quarterback in the quarterback room, and it's a quarterback with experience. And we got Hondo Franklin, Alexander Franklin. It's basically his room now, and assuming all stays there, you know, everything is good there. He is going to be the guy. You got Peyton Pierce coming back at linebacker. You got Chase Bogle coming back at linebacker. How about Dalen McCutcheon? You know, all the wide receivers last year, and they had quite the wide receiver room and the quarterback room. But you got Dalen McCutcheon coming back, who is a fantastic wide receiver. They've got the talent to overcome it. If they can get the chemistry going on, I personally think Lovejoy is still the team to beat in this district.
Well, let's hear it. Let's hear the top. Let's hear your rankings in April.
Our April and May rankings.
Right.
I have Lovejoy number 1. So embrace me, acknowledge me, Lucas. Lovejoy fans, I'm coming back home. Please accept me. I've got Lovejoy number 1, Melissa number 2, Terrell number 3, Crandall 4, Denison 5, Greenville 6. I have Greenville over Poteet, and Mesquite Poteet number 7.
Oh, brother. All right, see you next week, guys.
See you next week, Ward.
We'll post the entire breakdown segment this Wednesday on our social media pages. Now let's take a look at some game changers in our Players on the Rise presented by Parker University. The best player in the district could be on the defensive side of the ball, as edge rusher Nigel Smith is a monster on the line for Melissa. Smith finished with 95 tackles, but more impressively, 11 sacks in 2022. He also had 17 tackles for loss and 3 forced fumbles, recovering 2 of them. Nigel won his district's Defensive Lineman of the Year 2 seasons in a row and has every D1 school coveting him, including Oklahoma, Georgia, and Alabama. At Lovejoy, Peyton Pierce is chomping at the bit to get back at it for the Leopards. A 4-star linebacker battled injuries his entire junior season, but that hasn't made college recruiters shy away. Pierce tallied 131 tackles, 21 for losses, and 6 sacks as a sophomore and is considered a top 5 inside linebacker in the country. Pierce is also a former state wrestling champion as he went undefeated in 2022. Pierce has verbally committed to Ohio State. Crandall wide receiver Josh Smith should be drawing some serious double teams in 2023. Smith proved to be a big-time target for the Pirates last year as he caught 53 passes for 771 yards and 8 scores. For his Crandall career, Smith has 76 total catches, and now that he is the clear number 1 receiver for the Pirates, expect those numbers to go up. Smith has offers from Oklahoma State, Tulsa, and Memphis, among others. Lovejoy receiver Parker Livingstone used his size and strength to stand out in a crowded Leopard receiving corps. Despite being flanked by 3 other Division I wide receivers, Livingstone still caught 52 passes for over 900 yards and 12 touchdowns as he averaged over 17 yards per catch. Parker has over 100 catches already in his Lovejoy career and has offers from Texas, Arkansas, and South Carolina, among others. Switch to Cricket and get 4 lines for $25 each per month, plus unlimited nationwide 5G. Smile, you're on Cricket. Our Ward Fasol caught up to Terrell head coach Marvin Sedberry to talk about his Tigers in our Media Day segment.
It's Media Day. We are talking 7-5A Division II with Terrell head coach Marvin Sedberry. Coach, talk to me about your team last year. It didn't start off so great, 1-4, but I mean, it sure did end great, if you ask me. I mean, it didn't end the ultimate goal, but you certainly put your name on the map in a team to look out for in the future. Talk about the ups and downs of last season.
Well, last season was kind of I say you go through your growing pains. When you get your new squad every year, you think you know them, but then until you get on the field, you don't know what you can and can't do. And I think the biggest thing that our kids showed was resiliency because, early, we started out 1-4, but the thing was we had to convince our kids and our coaches, don't panic. I think people lost sight of, we lost our very season opener to Hallsville by 3, which was a playoff team. And then we beat Sunnyvale, and then we lost to Kaufman, which is also, you throw out records when you play Kaufman because that's the rivalry game. And so we lost to them by 3. So you think right now we're 1-3 or 1-2 at the time, and we've lost 2 games by a total of 6 points. Well, then, you draw Lovejoy and Melissa, which are state-ranked teams, and, look what they did this past year. And so, for us, it's okay, we're sitting there 1-4. I said it'd be a different feeling if we were 3-2 or whatever. Everybody wouldn't have panicked. But then I was okay, 1-4, we got the bye week. Let's regroup. Let's go back to what we've been doing, and let's really make sure it's not a scheme issue. It's not a player personnel issue. And we talked to our kids. And so we did something a little bit different. I took 2 days and I told the kids, I said, everybody just get away. I told the kids, y'all got 2 days to refresh. I told the coaches, y'all got 24 hours to refresh. And we're going to spend 1 day as a staff just making sure that we're crossing our T's and dotting our I's. Then we bring the kids back. We kind of sat them down. And just like I just explained it to you, I said, look, guys, we're playing solid football. It's just we haven't, been able to get over that hump in a tight game. And so then we drew Denison in that first game back out, and the kids played well. And after that, I was kind of okay, well, maybe this works. You know how it is. And the kids start slowly believing and rolling. And then on the back half of the season, we go 4-1 in the regular season.
That's perfect. I appreciate you joining with this, Coach. Can't wait to get you guys started up next year. And you ain't sneaking up on nobody. You're not going to sneak up on us either. So we'll be out there a couple, 2-3 times. So I appreciate it, Coach.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
You can catch the entire interview Friday on our social media channels. That's going to do it for this week's Campfire. Next week, we move up to 5A Division I and talk 3-5A. Until then, have a great week, everybody.